Welcome into the Instant Reraise podcast. I am one of four hosts, Pipster, and with me as always, 8 Beastaru and AndyHara. How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Fantastic.
We're a day late and weeks shorter of money or something. What's the saying? A day late, a buck short,
Day
something
late
like
and
that?
dollar short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dollar short.
A day late and Gil's short. We ain't got no money.
Yeah.
Bro.
Send help. Send donations. If you would like to sponsor this podcast, please send all Gil.
Yeah, really.
I
We
will
won't even
teleport
take
you.
real money. We'll just take Gil.
We'll
Yeah,
just
we'll-
take your Gils.
We'll take donations to Gil, hands down.
Yeah. Guys, on today's episode, I think I'm going to try to change it up a little bit. I'll respect the listeners' time a little bit here. We're going to be talking about our Promyvion experiences. Yes, we did complete them. Talk about some plans with jobs, some switcheroos, and also some Gil Making pivots, as well as some Beast talk again, because Beast is the best job in the game. All right, let's get into it, guys. Let's start off with the Promies. Yeah, I'll just go first on my impression of it, or what I expected. I did not expect it to be so hard, and I feel like a fool for thinking that. Yeah, that's basically
Yeah, I feel like we
premise.
underprepared.
Yeah,
At least for the first one, and then we were pretty good for the second and third.
Yeah. And I was trying like, we need to get these stuff. We need to get the stuff, guys. And Pip's like, nah, we'll be fine. Like, all right, dude. All right, all
I
right.
remember that.
yeah. Papa 8. He was right.
Like
Yeah,
the motherfuckers.
good time.
Yeah, I mean, because like every time I see like a shout for Promy, like it's must bring anima or must have items or must have like stuff. And animas, well, some of them Promy sets. It's a way to make the last fight a little bit easier.
Mhm.
It's basically a temp item, not a temp item, but it's an item they use on the mob, and it either runs away, it stops attack. Well, it doesn't stop attacking, but it's intimidated for normal attacks, or it stops any TP moves. And the strategy for most Promies are stagger those items so it doesn't do any TP moves, like up below 40%, as you kind of just burn it down. But
Yeah, no, you were 100% right. I believe you were probably the only one who actually, like, I had made a
Yeah,
thread.
research.
Yeah, I made a thread on our Discord in advanced planning.
That's as far as it went.
I posted the
Yeah.
link to the Promies, and that's about. I actually did rally up the medicines that I forgot to take on any of the runs besides the first one.
Antidote's not as helpful as I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
Nope, but they're expensive.
Yeah.
3,500 per stack. Whatever. So basically, we started off with Dem. That was
Oh.
on Wednesday night, Thursday
Well,
night.
we knew an alchemist
Tuesday or
that could've
Wednesday.
paid them
yeah,
for it.
Wednesday.
Wednesday? Yeah. So yeah, thank you, Andy. On Wednesday night, we started with Promyvion Dem. We didn't really know what to expect. I thought it was going to be kind of a cakewalk. It was. We were too cautious. Then we weren't cautious enough. The levels. So each floor scales up, right? So the first floor, when you're at level 30, which is the cap, you're going to be facing easy praise. The second floor is like decent challenges, maybe a few toughs. Also, I think the second floor, is that the one with the NM or is it the third floor?
Third floor.
Third floor?
Third
Floor
floor.
and them.
Okay. So then after you get through the correct recollection, which is the ball with the little, what are they called? Wanderers or something like that?
Yeah, Wanderers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Strays.
Was it?
Those are strays. Yep. you're
Strays.
right.
Yeah, strays are by
Those are
the
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 NM
ball.
version.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you got to clear those out. We didn't really have a strat for those. We just kind of YOLO'd it and we paid for
Yeah.
it on the third floor.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah. So, we got to the third floor relatively quickly. I think we got to the third floor pretty quick. We made it to the third recollection on the third, or the right recollection. I guess it was technically the right one on the third floor. We did not prepare correctly, and our tank Andy died while everyone else made it up. So we had to go back down
yeah,
from the fourth,
backtrack.
go get him and everything like that. So
Yeah.
it was a learning experience. It being that one of the easier Promies is what we're being told. It was good
Yeah.
to learn on that one. It wasn't that frustrating. it was just a little bit more time consuming because we had to retrace a little bit. So
The guy that we picked up, because we picked up one random, when we were done, he's like, I just want to let you guys know you gotta prepare a little bit better for the next ones, because this was the easiest one of all of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
he was really
okay.
nice about telling us that we suck.
He was nice about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was. He definitely could have said it in a much meaner way.
Yes, he could have. I forgot his name, but he was super duper nice, and he just told us to get the. I'm gonna say it wrong. Somebody say it.
Animas.
Animas.
Yeah, the Animas.
No, not Animas. Animas.
Animas. Animas. Animas. It's Animas. Animas. I keep saying enemas.
That's because you're
Yeah.
fond of them.
Every time you say it, you'd throw me off guard. I'm like,
Whatever, man.
Not that hard, man.
A's, as, N's, E's. It's all the same. Anyway, we got to the final boss. He was pretty squishy. I think that's why they consider it the easiest one.
Mhm.
I will say, the monk obviously helped out a lot, 100 fisting and getting the run over with, right? So that was fun.
I think he was just self-preserving, to be honest with you.
yeah.
That's true. He probably was, honestly. But no, that fight went by smoothly. Our second one was Mea. Now I have to say, the climb in Mea seemed a lot easier.
Way easier.
Way easier.
I agree.
Well, I think the mobs pathed a lot better.
They were further
for us
spread
that
apart.
time.
Maybe that's what it was.
They just felt more apart than in Dem. Dem, everything felt really tight.
Yeah.
And we got lucky with the orbs too. I think we just did 2.
Yeah, we basically went right into him.
Yeah, one was a miss. Everything else, like we got it on the first try.
Yep. So Dem, Dem was Saturday night or Friday night rather. Sorry.
Dem was the first one on Wednesday.
I'm sorry, Mea. My goodness, Mea was the first one we did yesterday, last night.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Last night.
That one
blew
we
through
did.
that one.
We blew through it, right? And did we meet that guy on that one? Was that we had him for both, right?
He's done us for both, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And by guy, I mean Tater. He is a super cool dude.
Super cool.
Super cool summoner. We flew through Mea. The fight, Mea was fine, right? It was just long.
Mea was super.
No, we did.
I mean, almost seemed like it was the easiest one to me.
Yeah, nobody really died, and it was a clean Zerg. But for that one, we did have, I think we used 4 Animas.
Yeah.
Yes.
For that one.
Yeah.
The hysteria, or whatever.
Yeah, so it was pretty straightforward. Honestly, like nothing special on that one.
No, that was that the one with the what move? What did he do? Was it the poison?
That was a tall guy.
It was a tall guy with poison, right? And you had to use the antidotes. He didn't use that move a lot though, so it was pretty good. Oh, you're right. Okay. And then Dem came. We met up with a really cool LS on the
Holla.
second. Oh my goodness, Holla. Whew. Holla. Okay. Dem, Mea,
Which is
Holla.
the hardest one, in my opinion.
I agree with that.
Like, hands down, not even any comparison.
Absolutely.
The climb was easy.
The climb.
The climb was easy because we alliance.
We had
18 people just steamrolling everything.
I wove.
Yeah, we met 2 parties that were alliance together, and
there was no reason for us to not make it.
We met up with
easily.
the Catalyst Link Shell. Thank you very much, Catalyst Link Shell. Very much
Yeah,
appreciated.
really.
Super cool people. I wove at them. They said, "Hey, do you want to alliance?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." We just right up to the
why
top.
wouldn't you?
Exactly.
And they let us go into the boss fight first.
They did.
Big mistake.
Big mistake.
I wonder how they did that. I wonder how they did, rather.
Because
we were already gone by the time they would have went.
I meant to send them a tell, and I forgot. I meant to say, "Hey, we made it. Good luck on you guys," but I forgot to do it because ours was a bit of a struggle.
Oh man, I feel like we barely made it.
We squeaked through.
So party composition was Paladin tank, White Mage healer, Black Mage, sub White Mage, right? Backup.
Yes.
And
yeah,
Nuker.
it was backup.
Then we had a summoner sub White Mage, also backup, but also in a DD spot, DD role, right? Then we had Alu and myself as Beastmasters. And I will say this, Beastmaster is a fantastic support DD. It is not a heavy DD. Nope. XP parties, perfectly fine. You're gonna trounce people, maybe not a monk, but you're gonna trounce other DDs because of the pet damage and your damage and blah 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 blah. It was a struggle bus to apply enough damage to this guy to kind of get things moving and going and things like that. He did end up killing Andy, about halfway through? Maybe not even halfway through?
It was about halfway through, actually. It was
Yeah.
right around 50%.
So now we're like, oh boy. We end up getting him back up. My pet dies.
I died.
Yeah, you died too. That's right. You
I ended up dying.
That's right. Yep, because you were next on the hate list.
Yeah.
But the pet jobs won the day that night. Even though it was a long fight, we weren't prepared for a long fight. We just weren't. My sheep died. I pulled out Courier Carry, and it tanked it for a while, along with a lose Mandy, enough for the summoner to get enough MP to Astral Flow kill it. So it worked out. It was just not how we intended it to happen.
It also probably would have went smoother if I had remembered the re-raise item too.
Well, that as well. We all forget. Well,
Yeah, same.
I think
Because I
anybody
used
who
mine
did that, right,
in Mea and forgot to grab another one for when we did Holla.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Holla would have been easy if I think the Trinary Tap absorbed a lot of the debuffs. And I think Andy having Pro and Shell prevented some of the damage on the mob. So I don't think we had to dispel, but we could have dispelled out, been good.
Andy was foodless. What level's the spell? Red Mage wouldn't have the spell yet, would they?
Maybe.
I can't remember.
Actually.
I don't remember what level
Maybe
it is,
not.
but
No, I think it's
40.
32.
It's in the
mid-30s.
40s.
And Finale's probably the same, probably around there too for Bard. So, yeah. So I mean, you only have so many options. You got to keep the whoever has hate clean, because you're right. Trinary, whatever it's called,
Absorbs your buffs.
Absorbs the buffs. Which luckily you called out Andy not to eat his food at the beginning, because
I was
Taco.
about to pop it.
Yeah, that would have been bad news bears, man. That would have been horrible.
No doubt.
And now that you say that, I know I just said that beasts aren't heavy DDs, but I do wonder if that protect kind of beefed him up a little bit, because it was going very slow there at the beginning, and then it kind of sped up towards the end. So
I think it wore off or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it did beef him up a bit.
Yeah. So we're tips. Find a good team to go into. Bring your meds. Bring your re-raisers. Right before you enter the boss room on 4th floor, and FYI, the boss floor is always the same layout. You're going to always go to the zone and you'll be fine. But right before you enter, do not pre-buff before entering the door. You will lose all your buffs. That includes re-raiser too. So don't waste your re-raisers until you're in the battle zone.
I'm not sure why they released level cap inside.
Yeah.
But then
it might be a Horizon thing.
Could be. Yeah.
Because it's removed in retail, right? There's no level cap in retail.
Right.
True.
Oh, so I got you. Okay.
Yeah, now there's no level cap.
They had to re-implement it for Horizon, and they just didn't patch the middle ground.
Yeah.
Or something.
Or something like that. Or code the middle ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think overall it was a great experience, especially since we did 2 in one night. I don't think any of us thought we were going to get 2 done in one night.
No.
Yeah, I think the second one was impulsive.
Yeah.
To do it.
Just that party.
Bam, bam. Yeah, get it done. Especially with Tater. And Tater dropped a knowledge bomb on all of us, I think. I don't think anybody knew about the Lufaise Meadows, I don't know what you call it, the monster over the lake.
Pterodactyl.
Yeah.
I'll try to, maybe I'll try to send you while you're editing the video. You can pop a picture of the pterodactyl photo I snagged. Just show it on the video.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's nuts. There's no other mob in the game that looks like that. And I have to wonder if Square Enix ever plans something over by, Old Tavnesia or what, because it looks insane. It looked really cool. So.
For those that don't know, which none of us knew, at 1420 in Lufaise Meadow or whatever, where the pond is, if you look out over the distance, what looks like dragons but ends up looking like pterodactyls actually when it's real close. They spawn. It looked like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, they circle around the lake.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Flying around. Pretty
and
cool.
actually, like you said, one actually just comes in and like scrapes the water. It's so freaking cool looking. I think
Yeah.
something also interesting with that is that on Horizon we all have the Ashen Bubs graphical thing, and Tater said that he reached out to him and said, "Hey man, you gotta increase the graphics on this freaking thing, that the monster." And Ashen Bub's like, "What are you talking about? There's no ID for this monster, so it's strictly environment, just like leaves falling off of a tree. Like it's strictly environment, this monster. So it was never really like given like an ID like most
actual mob.
mobs. That was nuts. That's
Yeah, it's
really
pretty
crazy.
cool.
Yeah, and I think 8 or Beast, or maybe it was one of us said it last night. I wonder if there's any other Easter eggs in the game that we just blatantly just ignored.
Just had no idea.
No, yeah, because I know when I was my first playthrough back in 2004 and through 07, I was just eating content. I'm like, let's
Yeah,
go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about the environment.
Storyline be damned. Get me through this as quickly as possible. Just tap and enter.
Yes. All right. Anybody else got anything on Dem? Or not Dem, but Dem, Mea, and Holla, the Promies? I am not having a great night with
You're
these
all
names.
about some Dem.
I want Dem. Oh, sorry.
I do want to add.
Yep.
Definitely come prepared with Animas as well. I feel like without those, we would have been in big trouble, especially in Holla. I feel like we used 11 or so, 10 or 11. So
yeah, we
had
used
one of each.
We had the other ones. Do your research. Like there is one that causes a monster to run away for 30 seconds. Like technically, if everybody has one of those, like we got like 3 minutes of just like
you can
reset
rest.
basically.
Yeah, reset. Rest
so.
MP. Yeah, and that's a good thing. Animas, I'm going to call them that instead of enemas. Animas, 8, you're the one who kind of looked into that. Can you just give a brief, like really high overview of how you get that? Because we had someone even join our party and didn't even know how to kind of get the recollections and all that stuff.
So you can buy them from the auction house, both the Animas and the recollections, or the recollections drop from, I don't know if it's all the monsters or some of the monsters inside Promy. But there's 3 recollections, one of guilt, pain, and
Fear.
Fear.
Oh, you're right. Fear. You're right.
Yeah. I don't know on top of my head which one's which, but one of them. Once you get those recollections, you go to the NPC called.
He's in the Duke's
Harris?
office. Yeah.
Yeah.
Harrium.
As soon as you walk in the door on the left.
Something with an H, but yeah, he's right there by the door. So you go all the way to the north side and Rulud Gardens. You trade him the recollection with 2K. Before you do that, though, you need to like flag the quest. So you basically just talk to him a few times until you get the prompt to like accept the quest. But after that, you can trade him the recollection with 2K, and you get the animal back. That's it. It is rare, so you can only carry one. So either your group,
party,
I got your party, everybody trades it, or one person buy a trade and distribute.
Hand them out. Yeah. All right. There you go, guys. There's some facts for your faces. Do it. Get it done. If we can do it, you can do it
for sure. Yeah.
It's not hard. It's not hard. And like honestly, the 2 pickups we had were
brilliant,
fantastic. So don't be shy of jumping into one of those parties. Just know your role. If you're support, know how to support. Make sure you have echo drops. Make sure you got your Gudo drinks.
Reraise
items if you don't have Reraise natively.
Your Gudo drinks actually were huge as well.
Yeah.
That really helped.
Yeah. All right. So we'll move on to, normally we open with progression. Tell you all right now, progression has kind of been halted for what we would probably consider our mains. We've been doing some restructuring of our group, I think, a little bit. And we're pumping out some new mains for some. So yeah, we'll just go around and say what we're talking about. Andy, we'll pass it to you first. What do you got? What are you working on right now?
Well, Dark Knight.
Nice.
28 now? Is that what you're at?
25?
25. 25. I hit 50 on Paladin last night. So
nice.
Yeah, that's one thing. While we were doing good XP.
Yeah, we were getting decent XP. I wound up getting like 2,500 XP through those 2 runs and wound up hitting 50 on Paladin. So
Nice.
I think everybody leveled up actually.
Yeah, I
in
got to
Promy.
32 on Beast.
So
All right.
yeah, just starting to work on Dark Knight and shuffling gear around, and it's going good.
Good. All right. Beast, what you got going on?
Finished Black Mage sub. It's at 37. White Mage still at 29. So at least I'm in Seer's gear now. And Beast is at 29 as well. So
Nice.
just been doing Beast on the side. Yep, excited.
Perfect.
It's fun. Well, we'll get back into that later, but
we'll touch on Beast again. Yeah,
that's really it. Oh, I finally started Clothcraft. I got it to level 8, and I've finished my test, so I can take it to 20 or whatever when I want.
Hell
it's expensive though.
Everything's expensive.
That's it for me.
Go ahead, 8.
From a job progression, I really haven't done much. Bard, I think it's a 49 now. My second job, I really haven't decided. Like I was thinking about Nin, but I just can't afford the inventory space currently. So I'm gonna get it to 37 so I can pull on it and just use it as a sub job. But I don't know if I'm gonna take it as a primary. And other than that, I've been working a lot on crafting still, but I switched over to my alt. Right now, it's getting up there. Like leathercraft's at 60, goldsmithing's at 22, smithing's at 55, alchemy at 20, and woodworking's at 55, I think. So trying to get almost to 60-ish and make a decision on what I want to take to 100. Not make the same mistake I did with 8 and fucking do nothing with cooking.
That's so sad, man. I can't believe there's nothing there.
Well, there is. It's just like it's very competitive, very low margins, and like realistically, like I was making more guilds just gathering, harvesting, doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then it would be for me like get all the mats, go to the different cities, get the regional vendors. Like it would just be very time consuming. But it is what it is.
All right. For me, I am Warriors parked at 50 currently. I'm jumping over.
He's got 6 jobs going at once right now, so just so you guys know.
Yeah.
So I took a break from crafting. I cannot keep up with 8's pace. He is a madman at that. And he will be rich one day. He will be. He's going to be richer than anybody in the server. I parked alchemy at 60. I am having a wonderful time making lower level synths and making a little bit of side coin with that. I'm happy with that for right now. My new main is going to be Paladin. I am starting to collect like rare EX items on that one. I need you guys' help to get my medieval collar. It's a hard fight for me. And then
what level is the fight?
It's only like it's not very high level.
It's like 30, I think.
It's like 35. It's a 35 neck piece. I think the mobs might be 40 or 50.
Gotcha.
I can't remember, but it should be easy for a small little group to do it. It's a skeleton and something that pops with it too. I tried to like solo it once. I tried to mighty strike it. It didn't go very well. I had to zone. I had to run away. But yeah, so Paladin's my new main, and then after that, I'm making myself a roadmap, and I'm going to make myself stick to it. Once Paladin gets to 75, I am then going to focus on sub jobs before I go on to another either 75 job or another higher job. So it's going to be Paladin and then a grouping of sub jobs. So like Ninja, White Mage, Black Mage, Thief I want to finish off because that's at 32. I want to get that to 37. And then after that, I hope to either bring Beast or Thief up to 75. And then Summoner will be my mage job. I really like, we got that as Andy was leveling up. I've been leveling up Summoner, and it's a fun job. It's super active. Yeah, and it gets so much better. They added a few more things on Horizon. The Horizon loves pet jobs. I honestly really enjoy it, but it seems like they go a little too far in some things, a little bit. Little balance issues I think will start to kind of leak through, but we'll see how it works out. but yeah, that's my roadmap. That's what I'm trying to do. You guys can keep me honest in the comments in next week's video where I say I'm maining thief.
A red mage just
Yeah.
out of the blue.
Yeah.
Guys, I read this. I
I've
read
read
this
this
Reddit
thing.
post.
You
That,
don't-
I'm doing this now.
you don't understand though, guys. You don't understand. Oh my goodness, this job has a secret thing now. Oh, I get that. Really excites me in this game. There's so many little nooks and crannies you can get enthralled in. But yeah, so that's the roadmap. But you know what? We talk about our progression all the time. You guys watching this or listening to this, let us know on the YouTube. Was it youtube.com or at instant Reraise, right? Go check out the video. If you are checking out the video, put your comment down in your progression. I'm interested to see where you guys are at.
Cool, actually.
Yeah, we haven't really asked for the community to speak back to us, so we've been talking about it week over week. So let us know what you guys are doing.
Hopefully, not a bunch of 75s shaming us. And
Like you guys are still at not even
50?
50. I'm thinking first. Let me
We
break.
go our own
Holy
road.
crap.
Yeah, we're taking our sweet old time, and we're not
Yeah.
ashamed of it because
I'm enjoying it.
It's
all.
fun.
Well, I mean, you know, half of us are. Well, 3/4 of us we're all parents, and we all work full time, and so I mean,
it is hard.
It's a good pace though. Like we're making
I
progression.
I think the pace that we're going at, we're enjoying the content, and we're not just kind of blasting through it like I wound up doing in retail, because this is right around the era that I stopped playing is right here. So when I came back to retail, I had a lot of catching up to do before I could even do content with you guys.
Yep.
You guys were doing a whole bunch of LS events, and I was stuck doing missions.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah,
it's true.
It was such a grind. I don't ever want to have to do it like that again, because I just it really burnt me out.
It is easy to get burnt out doing nothing but like missions and quests and stuff, especially when you're not really wanting to do them in the first place.
No, because you while you're doing them, you're just sitting there thinking, man, I'm missing out while they're all playing together. And actually, I almost threw the towel in at one point because I was just tired of doing missions.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we can at least get through all of COP or Rise of Zilart before they release treasures. Because otherwise, if you only have to burn through some content, like let's finish it and be ready.
They don't release it too soon, and
I don't think they're gonna.
No, I think we've got plenty of time ahead of us. To be honest,
so Ottergon code's already out there, right? That's already in the airship boat, all that stuff, right? It's in the community. So isn't Wings technically, but I think they're gonna spoon feed it. To be honest, I think they'll watch the world population, because the world right now there are some really high elites, right? They're doing the H&Ms, they're doing the world bosses and stuff like that, blah blah blah, and they're satisfied with that, right? Because drop rates are probably really low on some of the things that they want, so they're going to be doing that for a while. They're content with that. The massive majority of people, I have to believe, are probably between, and this is just going off of the items being sold in the market and being shouted for, right? It's between 50 and probably 65 right now. Maybe that's where the majority of people are. Maybe even 45 to 65, I'll say. But then you have all those people then going back and doing sub jobs. The elites, they blew through it, right? They probably didn't even care about sub jobs that much. They probably had GIMP sub jobs. It didn't matter. They're in their static. Doesn't matter. They got the job done, right? But they probably got their main and their sub job and they're done. And they know their role. They know their job. Bam. But I think the massive majority of people do a little recycling, kind of like what we did. A little bit of, get a couple jobs up, see what you like, blah, 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 blah. Side craft, yada, 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 yada. So I don't think we're in a bad spot. I think we're in a really good spot. Our progression, we're continually progressing. We're not stalling anywhere. Gil is hard, and it makes things harder. But as we get higher level now, as we all have our set jobs, I think we're going to skyrocket in the next couple, I'd say, weeks to 75. We'll hit up some BCNMs. We'll hit up some more missions. We'll hit up some more COP missions, because COP next, I think, goes to 40, the next missions. And then after that, it goes to 50, you know, in the Aqueducts. Are the Aqueducts 40 or 50? I
40.
can't remember. Is it 40? Okay. So we have to hit those milestones before we can progress in the storylines. Zillart will come after rank 6. That probably we're going to tear apart once we're 75 anyway. Rank 10 in our cities, we'll burn through that too. So yeah, a lot of good stuff on the horizon. That we're in a really primo spot right now. All right. So with all the talk of sadness about Gil, anybody want to take this kind of like where we're pivoting or what we're trying out? Anybody want to take dibsies?
Trying stuff out? What?
Yeah, like, so our original Gil making strategy that we've talked about in the past was woodworking, or not woodworking, I'm sorry, logging, right? The gatherings have become, I want to say,
Very
almost
saturated.
completely saturated, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in the server who saw that shit is really easy to get, so they go and get it.
It's still good Gil, but
not
like
as good as it was.
Yeah, the prices are tanking, and like if you start doing the math of Gil per hour, like you're probably not getting, you know, close to 50 anymore. You're probably getting closer to like 30ish, which was where fishing was at when I was doing fishing. So like it's like kind of taking a step back. But it's still good though. Like if you have nothing better, like obviously go mine, go log, like you'll still make Gil. But there's probably better ways of making Gil at this point.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know. So we've given up our kind of secrets before. I don't want to say anything right now what we plan on doing, but we have a thing in the works. I don't want to give it out yet. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
What do we have in the works?
We have things. We have things. Many things.
Okay, sure.
I already told mine's basically just making low-level synths at a high level, higher than whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a secret. That's just HQing shit. I mean, that's
it's my secret.
Yeah, your secret.
At least with like alchemy, like the low-level synths, like
they matter.
Alchemy is good because like you need those for like BCNMs. You need them for freaking everything, and also it's not the easiest thing to get high. Cooking, I feel like it was super easy. I think I went in with like 10K, and I just kept recycling like what I was doing, selling, buying, selling, blah 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 blah. I got all the way to like 95 like pretty quickly, and like I never really broke over 100K.
You got it early though, when a lot of things were cheap.
Yeah,
because the server was
I think that's what really helped you out.
Well, most of the stuff I bought, like I never bought stuff from the auction house. I bought it from like the regional vendors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, cooking is really just vendors.
Yeah, it's mostly vendors. It's not really, like the only like
vendors for Clothcraft are expensive.
Yeah, that's where like gathering actually is better for some of those. But ingredients are always cheaper at the vendor.
Yeah. So,
but yeah,
Gil is hard, y'all. Market's super oversaturated right now with the gathering because it is so easy to do. Find something else. We all got to find something else to do. So we're working on it. Now is still the time to craft. I'll say crystal prices are low. So if super low.
Too low.
I think they're perfectly low. And if you stop it. So mine's mostly water, so I'm not really affected by prices on crystal. So
yeah, no, I mean water was always like 200K.
Well, even fire now is 800 for a stack.
Yeah. That's really cheap. I remember I was buying for like 3K.
Yeah.
When I was doing smithing, I wish I waited like a week before I burned through that much. But
all right. So we'll round the corner here, heading home, and we'll talk a little bit about Beast. I think we touched Beastmaster, not Beastaru. I mean, we could talk about Beastaru if you want to. Beastmaster. So some of the changes that they made, and maybe some of the pets that I didn't realize were so good because of course I never used them in Era. But yeah, so level 25 is significant. Level 23 is great. Level 25 is even more significant than that.
25 makes a ridiculous difference. Like the game is totally different at 25. I felt like it made it way more fun, because then you get at 23 you get your jugs, at 25 you get the ready moves, and that's where everything makes a huge pivot.
He said jugs.
Haha. Hold my
Jugs. Hold my jugs. Yeah, I completely agree. On that note, I'm not sure if we put this out there before, but biscuits. Just know that the server shows them all as level 1. They are not all level 1.
That got me.
Yeah, bring up the wiki. It's like alpha, beta, then something like gamma, something. Just follow it. It's every 12 levels. Every 12 level increments, you get a new biscuit to use. It gives a little bit more HP and regen. Homunculus. Never used homunculus in retail. Never really had a reason to, but homunculus is an absolute beast of a pet. It has
He's the onion or whatever, right?
Yeah, he's the little mandragora.
Mandragora, yeah.
Yep. So he is the dark mandragora, but he is phenomenal, even as a tank. So I went out to fight corals today, checking out the new Puma camp in Marifatad Mountains, and I was having him attack first. I'd have him immediately wild oats, which lowers their defense by like 20% through a Vite down. Then I'd have him headbutt. I was doing like 160 damage or up to 160 to 200 damage with just those two on even matches, which is okay. I don't know what to do on an IT, but at least it does the Vite down thing. Then I would sneak attack weapon skill, and I was doing like 200 plus sneak attack raging axe. So it was awesome. It was so good. It was so good. Plus the Mandy has counter, which helps him hold hate. And his counters were doing a lot of damage. Like he was countering and like doing like 69 points of damage. It was nutty. The only downside, I guess, if you want to call it, I was reading that the Mandies were a bit nerfed where they don't have double attack or double triple attack, whatever they have natively. The pet doesn't have that. They took that away. So
that stinks.
It does, but he would absolutely tear through mobs like crazy.
The tiger still has double attack.
It does, and so doesn't the sheep. So I don't know. Maybe the Mandy does. Maybe people weren't high enough level. I don't know. I don't know. It's a level 23 pot, but it's a level 86 alchemy synth, which is insane to me.
Expensive. Yeah. That's probably why.
I only bought a single, and I use bestial loyalty, so I never.
That's all I ever do. Yeah.
I don't want to waste it because it's so good. It's 20K a stack though right now, which is there's a lot of money for a pet if you're going to be disposing.
One thing I've been trying to do is get Beastmaster's reputation up a little bit. By when I was in Dunes, I got 4 people their skulls for the sub-job items. So what I would do is I just hold on to the skelly and just start, /T'ing people that had no sub-job and just, hey, do you need the skull? I'd wait a few minutes. If they didn't respond, go to the next person. And they just join party. I would say, I don't know that it's going to drop, but if it does, it's all yours. So they were super appreciative because it is the hardest one. And it's also the first one that you need to start the quest line. And one guy actually got all 3 of the items for him.
Damn.
Well, I told him, I was like, if you're in a rush, I get it. If you want to go out and level, I totally understand. And he's like, no, I'm in no rush. He's like, I really appreciate you doing this for me. Like, he was very appreciative. And I just went around to each one until we got drops. And yeah, he was ecstatic at the end of it. So hopefully that put good vibes out there for the Beastmasters.
Heck yeah.
What Beast isn't telling you, though, is while he was killing crabs, like, the other 2 parties over there had to leave, go somewhere else.
I did my best to stay away. Well, a lot of times it's inevitable, but if I noticed, hey, I'm killing somebody's mobs, I would apologize and move on.
Yeah. That's cool.
The way that I usually have been doing it is basically I just go around the dunes constantly. I don't stay in one spot, which is bad, but I also am never bothering just one party the whole time.
Yeah, that's
you just get in all of them.
Yeah, exactly. But 1 or 2.
Is that Beastaru?
So,
comes 30 minutes.
Again.
So yeah, today at the Coral Camp, it was me and a level like 44 Beastmaster. And like I had approached the camp and he was murking the crap out of it. He was killing it over here, right? So I like went to the top. I'm like, "Hey, do you mind if I just take these 2 corals? I don't mind the wait time. I'm just trying to feel it out." And I'm just like really close to leveling too. So I'm like, "Do you mind if I?" He's like, "No, take the top 2 spawns and I'll stay down here with like 6 spawns." And he was just like murking them, like murdering them. And so we're doing our thing and we're just sitting there. And then this party rolls up. This guy starts scouting. I'm like, he's scouting the spot. I'm like, okay. I mean, hey, there's no mobs up. So he's going to see that there's no mobs up and he's going to tell his party to go elsewhere, right? No. This guy tells his party, come to the Puma camp because I don't know why. They all got there and I approach them and I type in /say, I'm like, hey, just so you're aware, so you don't get mad at us, like, there's already 2 Beastmasters here and there's no mobs. So I don't, like, I'm prefacing this because I want them to know, don't get mad at us when you have no mobs to kill. Like, we were already here. And one of the guys says, he was super cool. He's like, yeah, no, we understand. There's just no other camps right now. And, you know, I understand why you guys are soloing because it's just in the COP era of XP, or the wings, I'm sorry, the wings of the goddess XP. It's totally understandable why you would be soloing or duoing. So they stayed there.
Say something like it's not the Beastmaster's fault. They
Yes.
need to have more camps.
Yes.
That was nice to see.
That was nice to see as well too. So he understood. He was super cool. That like 10 or 15 minutes later, after they had nothing to kill, I think they ran like halfway across the map to grab like a gobby, which is like nowhere close to this thing. They left. They realized nobody's leaving. And then like right as I got my level, I went to the other Beastmasters. Hey, thanks for letting me go. I'm like, gonna head out. He's like, actually, I'm heading out. You have the whole thing to yourself now. I'm like, sweet. So I
all right,
stayed an extra like 30 or 40 minutes just killing them.
Oh, guess I'm not leaving now.
I wasn't leaving now. That the XP was too good. 100 per kill. 100 per kill, and they were going down in like no time because the Vite down one, Wild Oats is 1 charge, then the headbutt's 1 charge, and then another headbutt's 1 charge. That's your 3 charges, and then the mob's basically obliterated. So it was really good. So that's it. Anybody else got anything to add about the beasts, the gills, the promies, the second job progressions?
One thing to note on the promies is at the end of the promy, you do unlock 5 spots in your Mog Wardrobe 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
We didn't know, which was also very happily
pretty nice.
Yeah.
Nice little surprise.
It's funny how 5 slots make such a big difference.
Huge difference, especially like when you're me and you have 5 main jobs. You know what I mean? Like it really helps.
Well, that's because you're just a glutton for punishment.
Hey, Alu agrees, man. All right. Back off.
It's true. You guys are like 2 peas in a pod.
I love Alu. He gets it.
I do too.
He gets it, man. He gets the struggle. I have a feeling if this Tater guy sticks around, he gets the struggle too. Although I didn't really get that vibe. He seems to be summoner all the way through and through.
Yeah.
He's like a level 68.
He's got his eyes set. His story was pretty crazy too.
Yeah, I saw him in the Aqueducts actually. So he got past Dem. He's in the Aqueducts now.
I saw he was there earlier today too.
Yeah, so good for him. We'll be there soon. And yeah, that's about it for us, guys. Go to www.instantreraise.com. Go to YouTube at Instant Reraise. Do all the things. Comment down below with stuff. We did have a comment about add-ons. Beast had a really great idea. I think we're going to do probably on our next episode, like our add-ons, our favorite add-ons, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. The ones that I think that would be probably a good idea. Why we have them, what we use,
which ones we got rid of, which ones don't work.
That was another comment regarding like which craft to kind of pick up or like how to make gil.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'll tell you after I make a million.
Well, I'm assuming it's probably closer to like the starter side of things because once you get to a certain point, like it's a rinse and repeat. You got to do the research on the auction house, see what's selling, see what's not selling. Yep. You got to look at what drops it, look where it's fished, look where it's logged, etc., etc. and then go for those kind of things. Mocorp, I think it's holding steady for like a 25k or not 25k, 2.5k.
Oh, it's up to 2,500. Wow.
Yeah, it's been there for a minute. There's a lot of people I think pushing loose shanks right now. So Mocorp is always good. Cooking at low levels, there are some good recipes. Like you can make your own insect paste, which I don't know where it's at right now, but it was like at 2,500 for a while, but it kept dropping to like around 15, which there's like no profit at that point. But yeah, and logging still good. Elm logs will always sell because you need it to make a ton of the ninja tools. So
the
get your
hardest part
harvesting
with the
gear.
logging is just now there's so many people, so you're going to be short on nodes. Like it's not like people are getting mad at people doing the same node. It's just that it's hard to get to it in time because there's so many people.
You're not gonna make 60k an hour, 50 to 60k an hour anymore, right? But you'll still make like 30k, right? If you have no gil, you can still go do that to make some gil.
When I was in the outpost the last time, there was like 6 people logging. I'm like, I'm done with this.
You just walk out, For me, my biggest tip for anybody who's starting a craft or really anything, not to ignore the guides out there for retail Final Fantasy 11, but like 8 said, do your research. Look at the AH, see what's selling, see what's not. You can click on each transaction and get like a date and time stamp to see when things are selling. If it's like all on the same day, you can get like a timestamp. Do a little bit of research before you dig in. Don't necessarily follow a guide blindly because somebody said it, in 2007 that it was the best guide to do. Look at the full list of the craft, like on BG Wiki, and try to make your own little. You'll probably be more successful, at least at selling things, if you follow your own path than rather following a guide that's out there and trying to sell with a bunch of other people. That's probably my biggest at any craft, really. It's hard sometimes because there's so many things that you just kind of follow the regiment, but try to find one or two that you can, get out there that's not on the train, the sheep line, so to speak. So that's my suggestion. But yeah, no, we'll next time we'll talk about Garrison too. We'll do Garrison, right, guys? Right? Yeah.
Someday.
I have the items in my storage, so I might just drop them.
We'll do that. We'll do that one week. All right. So if no, let's got anything else to add? No. All right. So for the Instant Reraise podcast, I am Pipster. You are not. Have a great day, everybody.
Wow.
Later, guys.
Later.